Do you know what to do if someone grabs your hair? This is obviously not a great situation to be in, right? So either one, shave your head, or two, learn this technique, okay? So as you've seen, Eric went flying through the air there. The reason why it didn't hurt him is because he was holding onto it as much as he could. The reason why he was holding onto it was because I was using movement and chucking around. So if I just move him slightly right now, right, you can see he's not in pain. I'm pulling, I'm pushing, and like I can yank on it pretty good. Why isn't it hurting him so much? Is because he's learned to connect my hand to his head and his body. If you let go for a second. If I get down the hair a little bit more, the same thing has to happen. He's gonna grab, but his goal grip is to pull it close to the head. Okay, it goes against every natural instinct. All your instincts say to pull away, let go of my hair, let go of my hair. But you have to be able to hold on to this as much as you can so that you don't get your hair ripped out. Okay, if he's soft on here, maybe you can get a quick release. Okay, so I used to train in Hapkido, and what they would do is they would actually say, hit the top of the hand as hard as you possibly can. Again, timing in place can make that work. I'm not saying it can't, but the probability of it is low because what do most people do? They start dropping bombs, okay? So that's why we have to understand that movement and then striking are two different things. So let's say best case scenario. Eric grabs that. He's holding onto it for dear life, okay? He turns his body using his force. Now he's gonna crank his left thumb up, and that's gonna turn my wrist down, and now I'm getting into my chicken wing or center lock. Just so you can see what that looks like, okay, is he's putting my hand into this position. Then he's grabbing this and cranking this down, okay? Because he's holding on to all of his hair, he's already stiff here. That's why we need to use the body to make that work. Because imagine that he's holding my head, so I'm here, I'm turning my body. Please resist me turning my body. See, now he starts moving. The second he starts moving, it changes. But again, I'm bigger and stronger. So if I can't do that when I'm holding on, when I hold on here, I'm grabbing this. Now I'm going to rip this pinky towards his face, his thumb to the sky, while I drive my head down to the ground. And that hurts the wrist really fast. Ideally, what's happening is that wrist, maybe it breaks. If you have enough training, you know you can break it. But what we're looking for is for them just to let go. How do I escape a hair grab? Stop them from grabbing you. If they're grabbing and you break the wrist, they're not going to be holding on anymore, so it helps. So if I'm holding on to this and I'm moving him around, the number one thing that he has to maintain is a really good stance. When he grabs everything, he keeps his stance. He trains his martial arts, okay? And he's just trying to maintain that balance. So a drill you can do at home is if I move to my right, his left leg moves in his right leg. I move left, I move back, I move forward. He's trying to keep that, but it's not always easy, right? If I'm pushing and pulling and yanking and pulling and pushing, right? Come in close. He let go for a second. It came to about here. How'd that feel? Yeah. Right? So you can see the importance of that. When people start throwing shots, are they going to be trying to move you around a whole bunch? Maybe, because it's very easy to hold and punch without looking. So if I'm holding and punching, well, the thing is I'm not punching here anymore, so I do have to target. And the second I start targeting, now I'm gonna want to have a stance to actually have some weight behind the punch. So at that moment there, imagine slow-mo, he grabs. I'm moving him around. I stop to throw the punch. He turns his body and he cranks it down. I let go. Now we're back into that fight. Smart guy, he moved away, right? Nothing's a guarantee though. Okay, so let's say here he goes, he cranks it over, but he doesn't have the finger strength or the forearm strength to crank this. His other arm now is gonna come over top and try and get that elbow down. So as he does that, again, this helps get into a point that's very hard for me to move him now. Now we're in another struggle. But again, he needs to think of circles right now. If I'm going up and down, he turns his body, other way, other way. There's a chance. And if I'm starting to think about my balance, maybe I'm gonna let go. Go home, play with it. Try not to get too balled with it. Have fun, guys.